Good morning, Dena. So, hey, everybody, this is Tracy with Live Your Bliss Travel. And today I'm here with my amazing and one of my favorite clients ever, Dena Clover Vargas. And we're just going to be talking about the experience of our client consultation and creation for your dream vacation. So, Dena, thank you so much for being here today. You look beautiful as always.
Oh, you too, Tracy. You're my favorite.
Thank you. Thank you. So, for those of us joining us today, I would just love for you to talk about how we came to work together on this last adventure and a little bit about your experience so that people kind of understand what at Live Your Bliss Travel, why work with a travel advisor and how it can really help you to have the best experience possible.
Well, so I mean, the first thing was my 78-year-old mom kind of let us know on short notice that she really wanted to make this dream come true that she's had for 40 years to go to Costa Rica. So we had about, I think it was a total of like 5 weeks, and so I immediately called you, and we got to work, and it was amazing. You gave so many scenarios, but first off, just feeling like I had a partner who knew the area, who this is what you do, and that I knew we were going to have a fantastic trip, even if it was on really short notice. And in fact, I think it really worked out well that way. Um, and even just things like I was thinking about, you recommended like travel insurance. I'd never used travel insurance, but I have to tell you, during my whole trip, knowing that we had that in play, and in fact, my daughter lost her phone, so I think we're going to be able to get some of that reimbursed. But the comfort of knowing that a travel agent, Tracy, you answered every text, every call, every email. We had family meetings going into it so that everybody got to put in their input about what they were hoping for this trip. And of course, that's what we had and more. And go. So
Well, I have to tell you, part of my process is really kind of having that Zoom call where everyone is there because I like to put a name to a face and I want everyone to know and be able to give their own input. And, I know that this trip was really about creating a multi-generational experience where everyone had kind of their specific scenarios created for them so they were super happy, right? And
yes.
especially for your mom. It made me so happy to be able to work with you guys. And you were just I love collaboration. So, I do plan lots of trips for people that aren't as involved as you and I were. But because it was last minute notice, and also because your mom, she really had some things that were kind of her bucket list things, like, I definitely want to do this. We just really kind of made that come together. And I loved seeing your pictures. That's part of my favorite thing too, is as clients are traveling, they always send me pictures and kind of, yeah, for Facebook and social media, they'll tag me in it and I'll get to see it. And it's like, I'm there with you. It's so fun.
It was, and that was it. You were just such a partner from beginning to end, and now, today, and it was just, I just felt really held, and I felt really supported there, and through the process, as we just quickly, you put together scenarios, we adapted them quickly, we adapted them along the way to make that experience, because that's what travel is about, right? Is an experience. And so being able to have your advice, because you've been there, be able to say, no, this is where you want to be, this is where you want to go. And of course, there's no way I would have known that. And of course, everything was perfect. Everything was exactly perfect. And then what we were talking about is transportation. I would have never thought about our transportation the way that you did. I would have never thought about it at all. And the transportation, because we did make a lot of moves and we did kind of move about the country. It was stress free and perfect, and we got to have, again, more experience and more culture. All of our drivers were fantastic, our guides for our excursions were just so fantastic, and everything was so easy and planned out, and really gave us just really gave us this next level. And I don't know that I'll ever travel again without a driver. And they were flexible, and being able to accommodate what my family needed along the way, to see sites that we wouldn't have seen, and just the stress free part. It felt very decadent. and that was such a gift that I didn't even know I needed, the transportation parts, along with everything else. And then of course, yeah, because we're just talking about the working together. The last, kind of one of the last things is on the very last day, we're going to leave, and we've been traveling all day with our great driver, and I get to the hotel. New girl didn't quite know what was going on. Anyway, I just walked to my room. She gave us our room. I paid, went to my room, put on my bathing suit. Tracy gets on the phone, my refund for the issue with them not finding our room. And I didn't, it was again decadent. It was just decadent to know you were always there.
I'm decadent. We're decadent.
You're decadent.
Well, and I think, what was really great too about this experience for you is I really feel like when I'm planning trips for people, there's a lot of moving pieces, but it's my job to make sure that everything runs smoothly. So I'm glad on that last day when you had a challenge that I was able to take care of that for you so that you could just, chill. Like, who wants that kind of stress at the end of your trip? So, Dena, before we close on this part, and we're going to go in and we're going to talk some more specifically about Costa Rica and your experience, what would you say to people that are wondering if they should work with a professional travel advisor?
I would say yes. I would absolutely say yes. I believe in professionals doing what they do and doing what they do well to serve their clients. And that was absolutely my experience. I'm a professional, and I believe in the value of somebody who knows what they're doing to support their people. And I think that having a travel agent was, like I said, there was all these things that I didn't know that I needed, and now that I know, it just solidifies how important how important you were to making this dream trip for my mother, my husband, my daughter, and I become this flawless, priceless memories that we could have.
Mm.
And to be able to maximize while we're there, because we weren't worrying about the details, because you had already taken care of everything, kept us, and obviously in the pandemic, America, pandemic, leaving the country, there was additional things that at no point did I feel like I didn't have the information that I needed to be able to make an international trip with the three most important people in my life. I mean, because that's really what it comes down to is, you know, uh, that my family, my most important people, and making this be this priceless experience. Um, you did it. Like, you did it. And I got to yay and nay. I got to yay and nay on that, but really it took so much pressure off of me. I felt safe, I felt held, I felt protected. And I also knew that our trip was just really, with your experience, with the fact that you had just been there, was going to be magical, because your fairy dust had already been there.
Oh, we're magic like that. Thank you so much, Dena. I really appreciate it. And, sometimes people you don't know what you don't know. So that's what's really great about having a professional to support you. And I appreciate you. And, I have a 30-minute consult that is complimentary. And so if anyone's interested, you can click below and you can, set up a call. If you're thinking about a trip, I always tell people it's not too early to start planning a trip. You can look at what you want to do for 2023, 2024, but just know that we're in a new normal of travel, and it's time to return to travel, but there's always going to be moving pieces. And so my job and commitment with regards to any of my clients is to make it the most beautiful, relaxing experience. Whether you want to have adventures or whether you want to just chill on the beach, you want to know what's going on, and you want to know that you have a travel advocate for you. So thank you so much for all of your info, and I love you guys, and it was just such a pleasure. I'm so happy. Your mom, she sent me that message in the middle of the trip, and it literally made me cry, because I just feel like, yeah, this is what we need to do. We need to travel with our family and our friends. We need to have connection, and we need to really have these experiences as memories for the rest of your life. So that's what I say. Live your bliss, travel. My bliss is to help you to create those magical memories that you'll never forget. It's kind of like, I equate it to music. Like, I don't know about you, but I can hear a song and it'll take me back like 30 years, right? And that's how I feel about some of my adventures in Costa Rica. Like, I will never forget this experience, because Costa Rica is just an amazing place to visit. So I'm gonna stop now, and then we'll come back later and we'll talk more about some experiences and excursions. And thanks again, Dena. I love you. It was such a
Love you
pleasure.
too. Thanks, Tracy.